All right. Let's briefly look at this one, which is the last one on the page. I've just put some notes on here. Just have a look at my colors. You didn't have to use colors. You didn't have to. But just like underlining parts of the question that are important, if you used colors, it was a lot easier to do the question. Can you see I've highlighted one of the lines in blue? That's AB. And then I've rotated just that one by the 270 degrees. You see that? And so now you can see I've got a new blue line, this guy over here, right? In the same way, I've got a red line and I rotate that one around and that will give you the shape that you need, okay? All right, so now I'd like you to turn over actually a couple of times. Go all the way to page 6. We did well for the rest of geometry, so I just want to make a couple of comments on decimals. First, number 2. Some people saw number 2, which says round, and what they wrote was this: 0.34293 times 100 is 34.293. Now, there's an issue of confusion there, right? This is not about multiplication. Don't change the number. Just tell me what this number is with only 2 decimal places of accuracy. So you had to look and see, okay, this 2, does that mean I round the 4 up or down? Down, or rather it stays put, okay? So that's why 0.34 is the answer. So just be careful. Read the question, see what it's asking you. Part B was interesting. Write a number that's between 14.5 and 14.49. Some people said, there's no number between 14.5 and 14.49. And there is. There's always a number between any pair of numbers you pick. You could have picked a whole bunch of different ones. Probably an easy way was just to say 14.49. How much do you have to add to it to get to 14.5? Think carefully. How much do you add to move up? Yeah. What do you reckon? 0.01. So if I added 0.01, it would get to 14.5. So all I need to do is just add something that's a little bit smaller. Like maybe 0.001. That's smaller, isn't it? And if I add that instead, it's just going to be that number. Do you see that number is bigger than 14.49? But I haven't got all the way up to 14.5. Or you could have added a 2, or a 3, or 105, whatever you like, okay? It would have been fine. Whoops. Okay, I think only the last question is worth commenting on. So go to the last page now. And then from there, we got 20 minutes to finish going through that, writing your own comments or corrections, and then I'll let you work on the rest of the time, maybe on the chapter review for decimals. Last question, read it with me. Helen is making a tablecloth out of material that costs that amount per meter. She needs 2.3 meters. Calculate the total cost of the material. Now, interestingly, if you don't have to look back at this, but just remember this question over here, 2 and 3. If you have to round off, right? If you have to round off, usually you will be told, please round to this number of decimal places or that number of decimal places. But you'll notice this last question doesn't tell you to round off to any number of decimal places in particular. That's because you're expected to know. There's a clue in the question that tells you how many decimal places you should round off to. Right? Money is the key thing. It's dollars and cents. Yeah, which is the key word. Okay? So maybe you want to make a note for question 7 in decimals. Oh, I didn't recognize. Money should be 2 decimal places.